It suddenly dawned on me that if Polyphony Digital won't add the cars I want, I'll make them myself. This is part 4 of my Gran Turismo career mode, where I started with 0 credits and I'm working my way up to GT3 racing and beyond, using the credits I acquire along the way to buy new cars and the parts needed to race in the certain categories. This week I'm going to be using the 235,455 credits I've acquired to buy a car suitable for GT4 racing. GT4 cars are essentially track-ready versions of the road car example. Rather than picking one of GT7's many Group 4 cars, I'm going to make my own, because Group 4 cars start at around 350,000, and that's without the tyres. And what I found is this, the Alpine A110. Now, I'm sure with the budget I have, I can purchase the A110 and still have enough credits to tune and turn this blue baby into the A110 GT4 MONSTER. Let's begin. The A110 GT4 has racing suspension, racing groove discs, racing pads and an updated aero package. Under the hood is a 1.8 litre 4-cylinder turbocharged 360 brake horsepower engine. Not the most powerful when sat on a grid full of GT4 cars, but it's certainly the lightest, weighing in at just 1,080 kilograms. As I said, we don't have the A110 GT4, but I can certainly make one. So this is what I've applied in the tuning shop. What I've tried to do here is match the technical specifications of the A110 GT4 as best I can. So we've matched the 360 horsepower and the weight is down to just 1,080 kilograms, with some help of some ballast to help fine tune that weight. We've also got things like upgraded aero elements like the rear wing and front splitter, racing suspension, racing groove discs and pads, amongst other things. So with my new Alpine A110 GT4, rather than doing the traditional championships I've been doing, I've come up with 3 challenges. The first is going to put this car's strengths to the test. It's one of the least powerful, but one of the lightest, so it should in theory go well in one of the most ridiculous fuel tests I've ever done. Now I am at Sardinia Road Track C for one of the weirdest races I've ever undertaken. We've got fuel set to times 50 and the refueling at 20 litres a second, just so we're not sat in the pit lane for an eternity. Let's see how this A110 GT4 performs. Hopefully pretty well, considering the 1,080 kilogram weight that we have, just like the real GT4. And my hope is that I can gain some crazy positions, even though I started from the back, just in the pits and pit saving alone, as one of the cars off already, the Lambo Huracan. An easy overtake there if you're going to behave like that on track. Let's be honest, these what are the AI doing there? They can't contain themselves with the complicated fuel strategy. Let's save a bit of fuel here. We need to make it round this lap now with just under half a lap of fuel to go. I think I've given myself a bit much to do there. I'm gonna have to really be a bit light on the old throttle pedal there and just make it round this lap now. But we'll see what we can do. Okay, somehow I have made it round that lap without running out of fuel, with 0.1 left to go. We're not going to change any tyres, but we do need to refuel right the way up. In she comes. Let's just have a look at this fuel refueling. 20 litres a second. That's some crazy flow on that nozzle there. Let's see where we rejoin in this race. It's looking like P8. Let's see what cars are behind us. They're absolutely storming by. Let's lean off that mixture again a little bit and just see if I can use this car's top trump, if you will, against these GT4 cars. Okay, with saving a bit of fuel, I've clawed back some positions. Some cars having to pit because they just can't make it a lap without having to refuel. Some of that will be the AI's stupidity. Some cars will literally munch through their fuel. But I'm happy with the performance of this A110 at the moment. This is going really well. Pit stop number 2, and the leaders have just left the pit lane. You can see them on the map there, just exiting the pits now. I really need to get a move on. That was hairy. The leaders are pitting. I've still got another lap of fuel in me. Let's go. Joining the pits with the leader. I'm in a good position here. I'm really happy with the A110 GT4's performance. It's handling really well on track, and it's, by the looks of things, it's got good fuel economy as well. Blue flags, get out of the way, Mustang, you're too heavy. I need to pit for hopefully the last time. 2 laps remaining in this race. I know I can eke 2 laps out of this car in the current conditions, so hopefully that's enough for a win in this first challenge. We'll see as we exit the pit lane here. Oh, the Mustang's back in the way again. Let's go, come on. We need 2 laps of fuel, which we have. Fuel's not an issue. I can go to the end of this race. Oh, the leader is in the pit lane as we speak. Where are we going to join here? I've just taken the lead. Where does he rejoin? He's still not out of the pits. That's a cracking result in this first challenge. Let's keep it on track and make sure we get to the end of this race. 8.4 behind. Wow, that's interesting. I'm gonna not take any chances. I've leaned off the mixture as much as we can. Fuel map 6. Hopefully gonna bring it home in this race. 0.0, that's fine. Just gonna run out over the line. Wow. Wow, to sum up. So, first of all, the A110 GT4. My A110 GT4 that I've made from just a standard A110. Wow, I love this thing. Cracking car. Just handles really well. There are some fine-tuning adjustments I would like to to make. Currently, I don't have the fully customizable suspension on this car, which I regrettably didn't purchase. We've got good fuel economy, able to absolutely trounce the competition, handles well, is quick enough around these Group 4 cars. I think it holds its own in this category. And above all, 71,400 credits to add to the bank. Challenge number 2, I'm going to the Nordschleife, and I do not know why I'm putting myself through this. I've got 1 lap to make up 20 positions in the worst conditions possible to really put this car's performance to the test. I forgot to buy my wet weather tyres. That would have been insane levels of difficulty. So I'm going to pick up the racing heavy wet because rain. Where better than the Nordschleife to take a car through its paces and test its capabilities. We're at the 24-hour variant in full torrential wet weather conditions. We've got the racing wet tyres on, as I assume the AI have as well, if they got any sense at all, which not like that they don't. Dear oh dear. I did it was a late move on my path, but he has got wing mirrors. He could have had a little look. But let's see how we can do up against 20 GR4 cars. I'm going to try and pick off as many as I can. This is a true test of even just keeping the car on the track. No dramas as of yet. About to enter the Schumacher S. Now this is where the fun begins, the Nordschleife. And I am bricking it. Oh! 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 That was hairy through there. Just a slight dab of the brakes. And that was all it needed for a little wobble in one of the fastest sections on this track. Get it slowed down, Luke. Oh! He's left me just enough room that I didn't tag the back of him, which would have definitely sent me spinning off this track. Let's see if we can use the wet weather line just to hang out around the outside. That's a lovely move. Why is he on the brakes so much? I have been tagged from behind just to give me a little... Oh, the BMW's not happy. He was not happy with that move around the outside, but he's giving me a helping hand there, a little nudge forwards. Oh, get this thing slowed down, Lou. Wow, wow, wow. Those two were really aggressive from the AI there. The leading three up ahead. This is going to be tough through this section. We've got some really fast sweeping corners coming up with some heavy braking zones. I'd like to point out as we go up the hill here that I'm on traction control 0. I would love to know what you guys use in wet weather conditions like this. I feel like I've just adapted to using traction control 0, and let me know if you think adding 1 or 2 makes you faster. I know it would give you, in those instances right there, would give you confidence. Maybe that wouldn't have happened with a bit of traction control, but I've just learnt to live with it. Heading into the bowl section, that's a podium position in this race. I don't know what's going to earn me in terms of credits, but any is good. Oh, they've gone ever so slightly wide. It's now a matter of a drag race to the end in these conditions. Left them for dust. We're just going to round out this race as I get the car slowed down for the final couple of corners. I just want to say this car is truly remarkable. It handles so predictably well in these conditions. I've loved driving it, and I can't wait to carry on driving it and adapting it and perfecting it. The Alpine A110 GT4 in this case is supreme. That was actually rather close at the end. 64,300 credits to add to the bank. This is the third and final challenge, and it's one of the most lucrative races in the game, the WTC 700 at Le Mans. You have got a bit of everything in this race: wet weather, fuel depletion, Group 4 cars, long straights, high speed and low speed corners. So many elements to fully put my A110 GT4 to the test. What I love about this build is that I haven't just gone straight to the engine swap like so many others. This is a fully real-world, realised car that you can build yourself, and you don't have to wait for PD on this one. Now, I'm not a grindy person, so I will be totally honest with you. I have never perfected this race. I've never completed it more than once. I don't think. I have a bit of knowledge from what I've picked up online, but that's about it. A lot of what you're witnessing is done on the fly. I know, you would think I've mastered this race from these incredible scenes. Lap 3 with the fuel that I've got. We're on course to do that. Short shifting and just messing around with the fuel mixture is going to help me to do that. Whoa! So I haven't got some mad build that's going to crush the competition here. This is just a pure GR4 car against GR4 cars in a race that's very lucrative for credits. And could I consider even using this car going forward? At the moment, I'm not sure. How's the weather doing? That's the most important thing. Nothing on the horizon as of yet, so we'll keep an eye on that. It's also worth mentioning that I've spent a lot of time with this car over this week, and I've made some adjustments to the tuning setup. Some adjustments that really have benefited me. I was struggling a lot with oversteer in trail braking. I've managed to sort that. I've now got good confidence on the brakes. And some other minor tweaks that you can see in the setup sheet. It would be nice to make it to the end of this lap. Oh, the rain's just started to creep in. That could be... Oh, hopefully that's not a penalty. The rain's just started to creep in. This could be excellent timing in this race. With a lap of fuel remaining, going to be pitting at the end of this lap. We'll make a decision then which tyres we need for the remainder of this race going forwards. It's really hard to tell what the rain's doing at this point. I don't know what to do. I actually don't know what to do. The intermediate tyres... I've just had a thought. I don't have any intermediate tyres. It's gonna have to be the full wets or racing hards. That's all we have. That's all the budget would allow, I'm afraid. So that's what we got to deal with. I'm actually gonna stick with the racing hards. At this point, I'm just about keeping it on track, and I'm able to keep good speed. I'm gonna gamble here on the racing hards. Let's go. New set of hards. And then full tank of fuel, please. Now, is it me, or was that an exceptionally slow pit stop compared to everyone else? I didn't know I had to upgrade my team as well as my car. What is going on? Conditions looking good. The racing hard tyre was the right choice. I'm glad about that. I really don't know what to make of this race. I've got the pace on the cars around me. That's for sure, but it just seems like I'm having to fuel save and look after the tyres. Well, not so much the tyres, but the fuel saving is really doing my head in. That's for one thing. I'm just having to eke out as much lap as I can because you do so much time in the pit lane. So, oh, look at that. That's an unbelievable save from this stupid Porsche. I'm off. I'm off. Save it. No. Damage. Oh, why? 8 minutes to go. That's terrible. Rain's coming back as well, just to add to the pain. Let's just have some fun with this. It's a terrible, terrible idea trying to do it in this car. It seems to me like you do need some sort of OP machine to tackle this race without any stress at all. That's just ridiculous. I'm in a GR4 car against GR4 cars. It shouldn't be this hard. Or am I doing something drastically wrong here? We've already proven that this is a fantastic car in the wet, and it's got the pace in the dry, and it's got good fuel consumption. Where am I going wrong in this silly 700 pp grindy race? Come on, please tell me. You're gonna tell me, aren't you, that I'm not quick enough, aren't you? 1 lap of fuel remaining. What do I do? I think at this stage, the amount of fuel saving, it's making me so slow, I'm just gonna pit. Let's fuel map 1. Let's go power. It's done me no favors so far, fuel saving. I've gone full Jeremy Clarkson power, and I'm just gonna whack as much fuel in as many times as I need. I want to just get to the end of this race here. Like I said, if you came here hoping for a strategy for this Le Mans 700 pp, you are very much mistaken. This is not my forte at all. But my God, am I having fun doing it. Don't change the tyres, and we're going to refuel all the way. Hopefully that gets me to the end of the race. And if I did this race all the time, I would know if it would or not. Which I don't. This is what I should have done right from the get-go. Just full power. None of this leaning off the mixture. It's just about full power. Full beans. I don't want to get emotional, but I have fallen in love with this car. And God only knows why Polyphony Digital chose to supply us with the standard A110. Maybe it's down to the community to create stuff like this, I don't know. What I do know is I'm going to carry on using this A110 GT4. I'm going to carry on tuning it and perfecting it. And as long as Polyphony Digital keep adding cars, I'll keep tuning them into stuff like this. Oh, it's going to be a P7 finish. And I don't even know how to draw a conclusion for that, other than it doesn't matter. I love this car. I love that I've built it, and I want to carry on building it and using it and tuning it and all of that good stuff. Oh, P7. What does that net me in prize money? 7th place, 264,000 credits. That's going to allow me to build something truly epic next time out in the Group 3 class. As for the Alpine A110 GT4, it's honestly going down as one of my most favourite cars in Gran Turismo 7. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Have a good day everyone, and I'll see you on track.